It's Thursday, May 30th, and this is Drive Check, a Cardfight Vanguard podcast, brought to you by the generosity of our patrons, Curtis McNeill, Mew Will, Alex Cajka, Alan Camacho, Wesley Welch, and Nick Gidillini. Usually getting ready for bed at this time. But we missed last week. So We've got to get an episode out. We probably have to do we're going to have to do a special episode. Although I think with Gen Con coming up, if it really comes true, if the magic really happens and all 3.4 of us are in one place, then we'll probably record some extra episodes to talk about everything that happens at Gen Con.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to say up front in the episode, if anybody is going to Gen Con or if you know Vanguard players that are going to Gen Con, please ask them to sign up for our events.
Right.
We've still got plenty of spaces left for people who want to sign up and play. And I know we always get last minute people signing up. But it's just if we hit a certain number of people who do sign up for events, then we get one free ticket, which is, it's $110. So that definitely helps. For our premium tournament, we currently have 3 people signed up. Oh, no.
There's still time.
I know. For our standard tournament, we have 4 people signed up. Interestingly enough, only 2 of them are common between the both.
That's
Interesting. So last week, I think, and I literally think this is for the first time in my entire life, I completely lost my voice. I could not talk at all, which is just it was bizarre to me because that's all I do is talk all the time. My coworkers certainly had a good old laugh at that because I couldn't criticize them and tell them what terrible people they are. Cole, you were in the process of moving.
Ugh, yeah, I picked the hottest day possible to do it.
Well,
hottest weekend.
But it's over.
It's over.
And you now have you have a 2-bedroom home. So it's really a 1-bedroom and an office.
Yep.
So your girlfriend can do whatever she wants in the rest of the house. She can make as much noise as she wants while we're recording. This is monumental.
Yep. This is a game changer.
Because that was real hard for her.
Yeah. Yep.
FYI, folks, Cole's girlfriend is a noise maker.
She's not very silent, no.
No, not at all. But that's okay. So I'm a little distraught too because my recording schedule for It's Super Effective and other things just has made it absolutely impossible for me to go to Island Games on Sunday nights. So I really haven't been able to play any Vanguard. I'm seriously giving a lot of thought to going. I know there's at least one place that has Vanguard on Saturdays and seeing if I can make it out to that this weekend. It's just Saturday I really like to keep as my rest day, my I don't have to go anywhere or do anything day. And it's going to be hard to lose that. Because, if I do lose that, that's 7 days a week that I have obligations, right? And that's just hard. Especially because I'm aging. But you, Cole, you have played some Vanguard?
I have played some Vanguard.
Which shop do you go to? Is it called Monster Cards or something like that?
It's Monster Games in Highland Heights, Kentucky.
Highland Heights. Now that is the dumbest name for a town I think I've ever heard.
Well, welcome to Kentucky. Yeah. So I did. There was that shop tournament that we talked about. It was a pretty decent showing. I think about 25 people showed up. This is
And
the
you
first one.
streamed it on our Twitch
Not
channel?
ours. Unfortunately, it wasn't ours. It was the store's
Oh.
Twitch channel. But I tried to link it as many places as possible. So if you were able to watch it, I appreciate it. Um, that was just like kind of a last minute decision. Okay, hey, we're gonna try and stream it, see how this goes. It turned out pretty well, I think. I think the most shocking thing of that entire weekend is that Bermuda Triangle won the whole event, but
Why
it
is
was
that
not
shocking?
because it
It's
was
not
not
shocking at all.
it was not the Melody build though. It was the Highlander build.
Yeah, but weren't the final two, one was playing Melody, one was playing Highlander?
Yeah, and it was
Uh,
that matchup happened twice. It was the same guy. He was the only person playing the Highlander build, and I think he might have gone undefeated. I don't remember, but he was cleaning shop. It was ridiculous.
well, is he usually a pretty good Vanguard player?
I do not know. It's the first
Oh,
time I've met him.
okay.
So
Are you sure he wasn't cheating?
I'm sure. Yeah, I played him first round on stream and got my butt kicked. Actually, no, I didn't. I held out pretty well. I was playing Neo Nectar. I did
Neo
pretty well.
Nectar, not
Yeah.
Grand Blue?
Well, I wanted to be more competitive for this one and then have more fun on the tournament the next day in Columbus. And so I held my own for the Neo Nectar matchup versus the Highlander. He just outvalued me with his grade 4s. So not much I could do there, but I think I had a chance. And yeah, he ended up winning that. And then we go to Sunday. I went out to Columbus, Ohio, and I don't remember. It was Card Academy. That's what the shop is called, Card Academy. And that was a small tournament that they hold every year. They call it Soccer Fest, and it's basically a weekend of all of Bushiroad's games. They have their own little tournament.
Oh, nice.
So Sunday was Vanguard Standard, and so I played that. I played Grand Blue then, and I kicked butt.
Yeah. You played Basskirk?
Played Basskirk. Yep, it was great. This was Standard, yeah. I think I said
What's your secret tech?
Not necessarily. Well, I guess the Skeleton Bombers, they didn't come into play too often, but I think the most big brain play that you can make in that Grand Blue deck is
200 IQ play.
Yeah, 200 IQ play is calling out Skull Dragon, but not putting him in the front row, putting him in the in your rear guard, or, the back row, or just So you don't have to. If you don't attack with Skull Dragon, he does not go away.
You don't have to retire it. Yes.
Correct. Yeah. So you can stockpile your dragons up. So.
So you can get multiple Skull Dragons. Well, two.
Yeah. But there's other ways you can do it too. Like if you have a Night Mist, you can, if you've already called a Skull Dragon, and then you can use Basskirk to call another Skull Dragon. Then, there are other shenanigans you can do. But your best bet is to put 2 Skull Dragons down and just beat the snot out of them. But yeah, it worked pretty well. Although there was a lot of melody or a lot of force at that event. Not a lot of Excel. A few protects, but it was mostly force. A lot of Bermuda, and I don't remember if Bermuda ended up winning. I think they did, but yeah. So, and that was the Melody build.
Those are our adventures in Vanguard. I really want to. I still want to build a premium deck. I really need to just get myself together and do it. I mean, not that I don't have G era decks that can function, but I just want something that's like so I can go. I haven't played G era since Standard came out.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I'm missing strides and stuff like that.
You should build the Deleter Messiah deck.
Well, I'll have to. Well, wait. Is that with new Messiah cards or old Messiah cards?
No, old Messiah cards.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a pretty hot premium deck right now.
Well, get me a deck list, dude. I don't know how to find these things. I need my net decking research done for me.
Okay. I mean, you could probably ask in the
Discord.
Drive Check
Our
Discord.
Drive Check Discord is so good for getting. We got some smart people in there.
We definitely do.
So I really appreciate the conversations and everything. So yeah, if anybody, I think we let even like if somebody's just doing like $1 on the Patreon, they get in on the Discord, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and you also get to hear conversations about my dating life, which is non-existent. And cat pictures and dog pictures. And what else do we talk about in the Discord?
We talk about new cards when they come out, if they're booty or not.
Well, we usually start out saying, I don't think that card looks so good. And then like 4 hours later, it's like, wow, that card is actually amazing.
Yeah.
So in other trading card games around the world, we have, what is the new Magic set that's coming out?
Modern Horizons.
Modern Horizons. That sounds like a Pokemon set name.
It does. It does.
And I think your review of what you've seen so far is it really seems like there are actually a lot of cards that are for Commander.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, my question is, are these cards really only for Modern and not allowed in Standard Magic format?
Yeah.
Okay. And Commander and a lot of the Commander variations are pretty much like, besides the banned and restricted list, you can use any card.
Yeah, any black or white bordered card besides the banned and restricted list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of really cool cards coming out for that. But I have not been staying as on top of Magic lately just because the game just isn't interesting me right now.
Well, because we really love playing Commander, I think like that's really our primary pull for Magic, and we just don't have any regular place we can go to play. I mean, you're playing Vanguard 2 nights a week, right?
Yeah.
And you don't really want to give up one of those nights to play Commander.
Right.
So you kind of hit your limit on how many card games you can play. I mean, if we all get together, then we'll play Commander. Right?
And Jack will stomp us.
Well, I've got some tricks up my sleeve. I don't understand how Jack, who like, as far as I know, never plays card games,
He plays a lot of Arena.
He's still like the best at everything, always. I hate him. That's why he's not allowed back on this program, and he'll never be on this program ever again. Because I don't like people. What is it called? Like Mozart, where he could like play the piano when he was 4 years old or whatever.
Prodigies.
Yeah, I'm not interested in prodigies. I like people who have to work for their success. I like people, and this is something I would say at work. So get a taste of working with Will Anderson. I like people who have to work for their failure. Right? Because you're gonna fail me, but I want to see at least that you worked hard to get there.
I want to see some effort on that F.
Talking about working hard for your failure. Nice transition. Let's talk about Lightseekers. What's going on there, buddy?
Okay. So I actually have not updated that part because I didn't really. Anyway.
Just tell me. What's going on?
So
they put out an announcement because they got so many complaints about their canceling all of their tournaments.
Yeah. So they canceled. They retracted that cancellation for all but one event, I believe. I also think that they've changed up their tournament prize support. This literally happened like 3 weeks ago. I don't remember, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I don't remember all the details right now, and I wasn't prepared entirely. But
that's okay.
Paper events are still going on.
You don't have to be super detailed. They've retracted a portion of what they had said before, so they are going to hold events, but it's going to be different pricing. It's not going to be as valuable as it had been in the past.
Yep. Also, their other game, the Warhammer Agent. Sigmar Champions or whatever.
Age of Sigmar, something like that.
That they have, I think they've gotten rid of all prize support for their tournament for that game, and I think they're restructuring that. If it's going to continue or not, I don't know. But
does that mean my unopened trial deck is going to become a collector's edition?
quote unquote
a collector's item.
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cartoon Talk. I watched it. I really enjoy watching the student council play Vanguard.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I kind of like the fact of the reveal that should we spoilers?
Yeah, spoiler.
The secretary for the student council has a crush on Naoki.
Yeah.
That was super fun. And that's why she's good at Vanguard. But are they going to become a couple?
I don't know. Maybe.
They are a little young to be dating, but...
Yeah, what, she's like a first year, I think, is that what they said?
Yes. But so is he,
isn't
he? Because he's in the same classes
right.
with Aichi.
Yep. This is true.
We'll see how this unfurls. I do... One thing I missed mentioning, and maybe it's because we didn't record last week, is I know I had seen on Vanguardians, someone was complaining because they were like, look at that picture of the four of them. It's off-centered. How come nobody had noticed that it's off-centered? And they kind of like explained that, right? That all of the things are basically unchanged, except that Corin has been erased from things. And then they use that as a plot point because that's how Mizaki was like, you put your stamp on this thing approving us as a club, and there's only 4 signatures on here. Exactly. So isn't that embarrassing for you that you approved an incomplete application? And I'm like, that seems so Japanese. And yet, like in the U.S., they'd be like, oops, yeah, whatever.
Get over.
Oh, well.
Yep.
All right. What else is going? Tell me about Bermuda. I have not played anybody who's playing Bermuda yet because I just haven't been able to play.
So Bermuda is real strong. In case you didn't know, like it is oppressively good, but it's not unbeatable. A lot of things have to line up in order for you to get the win because they're just so consistent. They need to have a bunch of grade 3s in their hand, and you need to be able to rush them early on, put as much damage on the field as possible, because they don't really use up counterblast that often.
Oh.
So you don't necessarily need to counterblast starve them. Pay attention, know what each of the grade 3 melody units do, and prioritize which one to retire if your clan does that, or lock them, or whatever form of removal your clan has, because that is your best bet against Bermuda. Because they have one card that says that you can't attack the grade 1 VR, the Seer or CL or whatever her name is. You can't attack the unit that is in front of her. So attacking them to get rid of them isn't really in the cards.
Oh.
So mass retiring clans like Kagero and Narukami and Shadow Paladins are really good counters. Force decks, for the most part, also are fairly decent, but it just gets to a point where their numbers are easily 60s or 70,000, and you just have to...
What if I delete them?
Well, I mean, they can re-ride.
What if I bind their rear guards?
Well, then you're good. That's a form of removal.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good there. So I guess Link Joker does have binding and whatnot.
Not enough, but hopefully more soon.
There's a lot that's coming out in the Heroic Evolution. So
which I still have to wait for.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. This weekend is the Light of
Salvation, Logic of Destruction pre-release.
Yeah. Yep.
Sneak peek, as we call it in Vanguard, because pre-release is really a Pokemon term and a Magic term. Yeah, it's always a sneak peek for Vanguard.
And Yu-Gi-Oh as well, actually.
But there's no sneaking involved. You just kind of show up and get the cards. I actually wanted, that's a good transition, because I wanted to go through the new segment I had been talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
where we talk about a V Series card that has the same name as an old card and just go through what the differences are.
Okay.
So for this week, because I have absolutely zero interest in Nova Grapplers, we're going to do Beast Deity Azure Dragon. Do you remember, Cole, what Beast Deity Azure Dragon did originally?
No, because that was before my time.
All right, so it is from Breaker of Limits, and it was reprinted in Infinite Phantom Legion.
Sure.
There's actually, 3 different flavor texts for it. So do you want to suffer the finish hold of the 4 sacred beasts? Or battleship, fortress, bring it on. That is the Nova Grapple. Or no count necessary. This is the end.
This is the end.
All right. Beast Deity Azure Dragon. Card effects. Number 1, continuous Vanguard Rearguard Circle. If you have a non-Nova Grappler Vanguard or Rearguard, this unit gets power minus 2,000. So it's an 11k grade 3. No gift, ob. So yeah, it would be a 9k if you have anything that's not a Nova Grappler on the field. That used to be the case before they started enforcing Clan Fight. Second skill, auto on the Vanguard Circle. Choose a card named Beast Deity Azure Dragon from your hand and discard it. When this unit's attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 of your rear guards and stand them. So a little on-hit pressure, but from the Vanguard Circle. So this is the V Series version of Beast Deity Azure Dragon. Still a grade 3. Does give that Excel gift. Only 1 printing in Light of Salvation, Logic of Destruction. Only 1 flavor text. Go through them consecutively. Take it, Sacred Cereal Buster. So this one has 2 skills. When placed, counterblast 1, draw a card, call a card from your hand to a rearguard circle, and attack your opponent's Vanguard with that unit. If that attack did not hit at the end of that battle, stand that unit. That's pretty sweet.
Yep.
Because once again, let's recall the placing. So this is when you ride basically on the Vanguard Circle. Is in your main phase, not your battle phase. So you get an attack in before your battle phase even starts.
Yes.
And then it's kind of the on-hit pressure of it gets to stand again if it didn't hit. So a little Morocco magic there. It's got a second skill here. Auto on the Vanguard Circle. When it attacks, counterblast 1 and stand 1 of your rear guards. Boy. I mean, that's more counterblast. So are the Nova Grapplers getting any countercharging?
They've got like 3.
Oh, so even if I deny them damage, the only thing I can do is deny them damage or rush them or...
Yep. It's classic Excel where you want to rush them early on, generally, and counterblast starve them at the same time, which is kind of weird. I guess it really just depends on if you have the ability, your matchup, like against Murakumo, you do not want to give them 3 open counterblasts at all. But with like Nova Grapplers and Aquaforce, I think you definitely want to give them more damage early on, or at least attack them as often as you can, because then they're using up the cards from their hand to guard with.
Yeah.
Although with Excel 2, that might change. I don't know.
Oh, boo.
Yeah. So.
All right. News me up, since we had absolutely 0 errata in the past 2 weeks.
Well, we have to put out content in order for it to be errata.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Okay. So, the stream that happened this week, this Tuesday, revealed to us the newest set coming out in September, I believe September 30th in Japan, called VEB09, The Raging Tactics. And Will, what clans are going to be in this set?
Well, it's probably the Spike Brothers. Cajkas,
Mm-hmm.
and Mega Colonies.
This is correct.
Are those three always released together?
It's the same thing with the Champions of Asia Circuit 3, like Aqua Force, Dimension Police, and Grand Blue.
Yep.
Yep, it's the same thing like that. Same thing with Miyagi Academy and AO4 and whatnot. And I think Kagero, Nova Grappler, and Link Joker are going to be grouped together as well.
Well,
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I
we'll
really
see.
need them to slow down on these Link Joker Royal Paladin releases because Will's wallet is getting a little too moth-bitten.
Well, once you get past the Heroic Evolution, you got a while to go before.
Oh, that's when they start doing Angel Feather and Oracle Think Tank support and Grand Blue support.
Well, Grand Blue is the next one. That comes out in August.
Okay. So August after I've just spent $3,000 at Gen Con. Supporting, I almost said something inappropriate, supporting all of my boys and their broke, insert word here, sis.
Okay, so
enjoy that food truck hot dog because that's what you're going to be living on for the beginning of August, bud.
That's expensive.
I'm going to the food truck that's not by the convention center. We're going to the food truck that's on the other side of town. We're going to the food truck that's outside the zoo because they didn't get a permit to be by the convention center because it's the cheap, bad food truck.
We should go to that one if they have that same what was it, a quinoa salad bowl thing.
Oh heck yeah,
that was real good.
All right,
oh man. Anyway,
get moving here.
We're moving. So the 3 VRs that were shown in this set, like on the cover for the set, is True Demon Gun Rogue Gunning Chorio.
Wait, churro? I thought we weren't talking about food anymore. No churros.
How would you say Choreo?
Gunning Choreo.
Gunning Choreo, which is the Mega Colony unit. Dead Heat Bull Spike, which is the Spike Brothers unit. Thundering Sword Dragon Anger Blader, which is the Tachikaze. And all 3 of these cards are actually brand new units that haven't been seen before.
Nice.
Which might be a first now that I'm thinking about it. For the VRs to be totally new.
I don't know. You may be correct. For all of the VRs to be totally new.
Yeah, all of the VRs in the set. Actually,
when they came out with the Gear Chronicle set, that VR was not totally new.
No, the VR was not new. Yes, correct. Because it was Mystery Flare Dragon is the VR.
Oh.
Lost Legend is the triple rare.
Ugh. All right.
Which, yeah. And also, it is confirmed within that set that Unrivaled Blade, Rogue, Cyclomatooth is going to be in the set, as well as Bad End Dragger.
Oh, worst named card of all time.
And we've only seen the art for both of those. Also, within this set, I haven't had time to confirm this, but the quick... Actually, I guess I can look right now. Trigger. Yeah, it looks like all of the vanilla triggers for these 3 sets are being reprinted, as well as... or at least not all of them, some of them. The heal triggers, critical triggers, and draw triggers are both being reprinted, it looks like. And so are the starting vanguards as well.
So they're not coming out with new versions of them.
Correct. And I think the draw PGs maybe as well. I'm not entirely sure.
They wouldn't do new draw PGs, so...
Or they might just not include them at all. That's entirely possible. But yeah. So it looks like you're probably going to get new crit triggers and probably new front triggers, I bet.
It looks like I get at least 1 month off from buying Vanguard cards.
Yeah. Tachikaze's always been like I kind of want it, but I also don't have the money to spend on that right now. But maybe we'll see.
I could talk to my friend John. He is he only plays Tachis. See if he's got some extras.
Yeah. Okay, so and then we're gonna move on to the VRs for the set.
What?
There's a new Grand Blue card. just revealed.
Just revealed. Breaking news.
Revealed.
Breaking news. What is the card called?
Oh my gosh. I know the card. I know the art.
Cocytus?
It's not Cocytus. It's a Banshee. Sea Strolling Banshee. I think it's Sea Strolling Banshee.
Sea Strolling Banshee.
Yes. No, it's Ripple Banshee.
Ripples are Aquaforce.
Yeah. This might be a new card, but it looks a lot like Sea Strolling Banshee. One place from drop zone, cost Soul Blast 1, draw a card. What? And this unit gets power plus 4,000 until no turn, making it a 12k.
Wait, say that. Could you say that clearly, please? Because you were a bit mumbled.
Ripple Banshee, grade 1, 8k power, 10k shield. Auto on the rearguard circle, one placed from drop zone, cost Soul Blast 1, draw a card, and this unit gets power plus 4,000 until end of turn. This is very nice.
All right. I have to make sure. Except I don't like this Soul Blast because that takes away from Basskirk.
It does, but I also get to draw a card, and we also don't know all of the other cards in this set yet. But
True.
Just the fact that I get to draw, and it becomes a 12k by itself, which is really nice.
Yeah, and so do you think there's a possibility that we'll be replacing Basskirk with Cocytus?
I don't think so. It depends on how absolute nuts Cocytus is, but Basskirk is just too good of a card.
Well, what if Cocytus is too good of a better card?
Then we might bump down Basskirk a little bit. It really just depends on if Cocytus creates a new play style, kind of like Glory Maelstrom does, which we'll talk about later. It really just depends on that. If it's the same kind of play style, just adding more tricks, then definitely want to include it and probably keep Basskirk as well, because that constant 17k with a crit pressure is very good.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let's talk about these. Let's quickly get through these cards that I don't care anything about.
There's only 4 of them.
Yeah, I still don't care. There could be one of them. Still wouldn't care. Here, I'll do the first one because it's got such a dumb name. Super Dimensional Robo Die Liner. Now, is this a ship? Is it a picture of a boat?
Nope. It's the oh my gosh, the bullet train transformer.
Oh, so it's a train.
The train.
Grade 3, Force Gift, 13k power. Continuous on the Vanguard Circle. All of your grade 3 units get shield plus 10k.
Very nice.
All of them. Activated on... So does that mean if I'm attacking the Vanguard, it has an additional shield of 10k? No, that's only when you use it to guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it would have shield 10k, but it wouldn't do anything because you're not using it to guard.
Yeah. Activated on the Vanguard Circle. Once per turn, cost Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 normal unit from among... not trigger unit. Normal unit from among them and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. If you revealed a grade 3, this unit gets power plus 20k, crit plus 1 until end of turn. All right, did they learn this trick from the Bermudas? Is that where we're getting to? Every deck has to be all grade 3s nowadays?
No, so back in when the set that had the Stargate Zeroth Dragon, what was that? It was
the
an
Galaxy
extra booster.
Stargate?
Oh yeah, that one.
When I bought an entire case for myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one. So the new Dimensional Police that were in that set that focused on the Dimensional Robos kind of boosted like a higher grade 3 count than normal. And I think this is kind of like another, I don't want to say version of it, but a very similar kind of play style to that.
So everything's turning into Bermuda Triangles. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
We should expect this now. The Bermudas are always the herald of the new mechanic of garbage.
This card's so cool though. It might not be great. It is awfully costly. Maybe we'll have other cards come out later that soul charge more or counter charge as well.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other cards in the set that like to it's a very counterblast heavy deck, especially with Diusha, or not Diusha, is it Diusha? Yes, it is. Both of them, and then the Dragon, and then Commander Laurel, like very counterblast heavy and soul blast heavy as well. Sometimes.
All right, give me the next Super D Robo, please.
Super Dimensional Robo Dizoris.
Is this a dinosaur?
It is not.
Is it
it's
a Zord?
It's more like a Gundam.
Oh, actually. I hate Gundam.
Well, you just hate fun. It's a grade 3
Correct.
force.
Please, let us not hesitate to confirm that I detest fun. Thank you. Continue.
You're welcome. It's a grade 3 force, 13k, continues on the Vanguard Circle. During your turn, this unit gets power plus 5,000 for each card in your damage zone.
Like limit break or something.
Yeah.
Encouraging you to have high damage.
Yeah, which not great.
Although, you know what's interesting? You know how they have those cards that, like, when placed on rear guard, take the top card of your deck and put it in the damage zone. At the end of your turn, take a card from your damage zone and shuffle it into your deck?
Yeah.
You could give yourself an additional damage just for the turn, and it would get another 5k.
Or you could just put it on a forced gift and get 10k for free.
Sure, whatever. Okay, go on.
Auto on the rearguard circle. At the end of that battle, it attacked. If your Vanguard's power is 35,000 or greater, cost counterblast 1 and put this unit into your soul. Okay, so there's a little bit of that. And one of your Vanguards gets power plus 10,000 and drive plus 1 until end of turn.
Nice.
Okay, so this card is insane in premium specifically because with Bravest Peak X Gallop, you restand when you hit 30 or 80,000 power. You restand, but you lose drive -4. And that's important because this actually gives you drive 5 drive checks. So even after you restand with -4 drive checks, you still have a drive check left. So
what if I'm using the Zeroth Dragon?
Stark?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would get 2 drive checks then.
But would I only get 2 drive checks once, or would I get 2 drive checks 3 times?
It says until end of turn, you get drive plus 1.
Oh, that's not right.
I know. It's real good.
Good gracious. All right.
Yeah.
Back to Grand Bros now.
Oh, shoot. No, this card doesn't exist. We've already talked about it.
Oh, wow, dag nabbit. Now you're making me talk about Aqua Farce. All right, I liked this card, actually. Blue Storm Supreme Dragon Glory Maelstrom. Grade 3, Excel Gift, 12k power. Only one skill here. Activated on the Vanguard Circle. So once again, you have to do this before your battle phase begins. Activated on the Vanguard Circle once per turn cost. Counterblast 1. Until end of turn, your opponent cannot intercept and can only call up to 1 card from his or her hand to the guard circle for each battle. If your soul has a card with Maelstrom in its card name, all your front row units get power plus 10k until end of turn. Power-ups and guard restricts. That's just fantastic.
Yeah, no, so this card's good. It kind of, what I was hinting at earlier, it not incentivizes, it kind of moves towards a different playstyle for Aquaforce. So with the old Maelstrom...
Well, it's certainly different than the Blue Wings.
Yeah, the blue... I think we'll talk about the Blue Wings when the whole set comes out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with with the original Maelstrom, it restood a Vanguard a rear guard if it was the 3rd or 4th battle that it attacked and that unit hit. It restood that unit. And also you can counterblast 1 and give your entire front row plus 3,000 power. So in that Maelstrom incentivizes guarding. Like you wanted to guard and protect for as many little pokes as possible. And this is kind of like more big pokes. Fewer attacks, but bigger attacks, which is kind of interesting. Oof.
So, I mean, is there a way to tell early in the game whether somebody's playing Glory Maelstrom as their grade 3? Or do you just think that everybody's going to be playing it?
I would just, from this point on, just assume that everyone's going to be playing that. They might be playing a couple copies of the old Maelstrom, just because you get that Maelstrom name a little quicker.
Yeah.
But I think that we're going to move away from that one.
So is the play on this just to wreck them as quickly as possible before they get to this? Because if they put this down, they're basically going to wreck you.
Yeah. I mean, also, to use this entire skill, they have to counterblast 1.
Exactly. So that's nothing.
But, well, a lot of their grade 2s that restand require counterblast as well. They have a few countercharger. I only know of the one countercharger, the light signal penguin. But I think it might be a way for you to get around playing it, to play around it.
And I also just realized that protect gifts count as one card called for the guard
yes.
circle. So that I worry less about that.
The only the problem with that would be you're using another card in your hand, which you could theoretically guard with as well. So essentially, if someone plays a protect gift or any perfect guards anything, you're using 2 cards up instead of 1 card.
Yeah, but if I have my witches build, I've got a hand full of protect gifts.
This is true.
All right.
Yep.
Next one, another Aquafarce. This one's all you.
All right, this is Bleb Bomber Dragon.
Okay, do you know what a bleb is?
Isn't it like the medical condition for the bends, or when a lung? Yeah, like when a lung collapses because of the differential of
no
pressure, right?
No, and that's not what the bends is either.
Okay.
So the bends is, okay, so you have gases in your bloodstream, and as you move from a high pressure underwater to a low pressure underwater, some of those gases expand more rapidly than other ones, and that can be dangerous.
Okay.
Bleb, the definition of bleb is either a small blister on the skin, a small bubble in glass or in a fluid, or a rounded outgrowth on the surface of a cell.
Oh, okay. So I was skimming the Facebook posts where they were
danger
defining
zone
it and not remembering 100%, but that makes sense because the bubble in the surface or whatever is what.
Yeah.
Anyway, I knew of it, could not remember it correctly.
That's fine. What does the bleb do?
It is a grade 3 with an Excel gift. 12k power, auto on the rearguard circle.
It's
when
also
it attacks.
a seahorse.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a dragon.
Well, I mean, Kingdra's a dragon too.
You got me. You got me. So, auto rearguard circle. When your opponent's damage check reveals a trigger unit during your turn, cost retire this unit. Choose one of your opponent's units, and it gets power minus 10,000 until end of turn. In parentheses, it says use it after trigger effect.
So you can, if they give 10,000 to something you don't want them to give 10,000 to, you can take it away.
Exactly. Yep.
And you could deleted, kind of soft deleted their Vanguard if you need to. All right, here's a question. Does this stack?
Yeah.
So if I have 2 blebs out on my rearguard circles, if I have 4 blebs out on my rearguard circles and their damage check reveals a trigger unit, can I then activate 4 blebs, retire 4 blebs, and just take 40,000 away from them in whatever distribution I prefer?
I would say so, yeah.
Nice. I'm playing Aquaforce now.
So, he does. Oh, so I'm sorry. He does not have a gift. I apologize. He does not have a gift, and that's the whole
shame on
discussion.
You. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole discussion because, it's a great card except it doesn't have a gift, and now it's competing for space with Riptide Dragon, which is the previous grade 3 without a gift. that essentially when he's on an Excel circle, and I don't remember how many attacks that you have to go through, but its power becomes 42,000.
Well, this is a common, isn't it?
I think it is a common.
Yeah, I don't think they were giving this card too much help.
But
or hope.
The card is really good. You just have to decide if you're gonna run Bleb Bomber or if you're gonna run Riptide Dragon. I don't think you can really mix them, unfortunately, because you don't want to have too many giftless grade 3s. So I think this will really come down to preference and what kind of build you're going for. But it's a really cool card. I like the ability.
I mean, I like the art. I think a little really cool. Armored seahorse looks real cool.
Yeah, and I really love Glory Maelstrom's art too. So good. Yeah, so there were other cards that were revealed, but these are really the only ones that anyone has been talking about.
Like there were some kind of crummy Grand Blues, honestly.
Yeah,
that have come
really
out.
Cool art. Cool art.
All right, so just because it's pre-release weekend, or it will be pre-release weekend when this comes out, for Light of Salvation, Logic of Destruction. That's just, I don't understand why. This is like Rondo of Chaos and Salvation all over again. Whatever. Let's go through like the main cards that are in this set, right? So Messianic Lord Blaster for Royal Paladins, Dragonic Overlord the Great for Kageros, Beast Deity Azure Dragon for Nova Grapplers, and Wandering Star Hulk Deity Brant Ringer for Link Joker, which is a grade 4.
Right.
Interestingly enough. So those are your VRs. There is a triple R grade 4 for the Royal Paladins Arc Saver Dragon. Then the Kageros have which is going to be also a triple R and an OR, Dragon Full Armored Buster.
Right.
I don't know what that dude does.
I don't remember either right now.
Sable Dragon Newt is also triple R for the Kageros, and then Clay Doll Mechanic is a triple R. I think the original Clay Doll Mechanic was a single R back in the old days.
Rare common, I don't remember.
I can check it because I have the internet in front of me right now. It was a common.
Yeah.
I remember once when I was writing Pokemon of the Week, I did a gag one where I said it was Clay Doll, but I used the card for Clay Doll Mechanic. Because they're basically the same thing.
Yeah, Clay Doll Mechanic is another one of those countercharge options.
Nice.
So,
and then Link Jokers do have the grade 3 option for Wandering Star Hulk Ruler Brant, which is the little Brant.
Yes, mini Brant.
All of the new blasters are in as double Rs. There's a triple R Link Joker, White Outer Vect.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with this guy. At the end of the battle that attacked a Vanguard, if your opponent did not call trigger units during that battle, counterblast 1, you draw a card, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rear guards, and bind it face down. This is a grade 2 that binds something face down. I love it already.
Yep.
This is what I've been looking for. Okay, and then there's some Razors. Genocide Jack is back for the Nova Grapplers, but the English name Brutal Jack. Some other Star Hulk support is in here. And then as we go down the line, just bits and pieces of different things. So, are they reprinting? Interesting for the Link Jokers. They are reprinting the triggers. This is kind of funny because they used to, like, even if they printed triggers, they would give, like, they'd have ones with new names.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're not even doing that.
No, because I think right now they want to kind of slowly roll out, or kind of keep control of the trigger lineup. So you don't want 12.
Okay. No, you can't do 12 or 16 crits.
That's another thing. We got the playmats and prizes revealed for the autumn Springfest. Or not Springfest, Bush, whatever. The Bush Road, the fall ones. I don't remember what they're called right now. But one of the playmats
The Bushy Road
art.
Championship Series?
Yes.
BCS?
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. One of the playmats, I think it's for the top 8 in standard, if I remember correctly. It has the art for the starter decks of Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark. So I think it's very likely that we're going to be getting those start decks in English. Also, the championship promo, or not promo, I guess it is a promo. Anyway, championship cards are for that series is the real fancy looking Dragonic Overlord the End and Harmonix Messiah.
Yeah,
for those.
That's some
I
beautiful
don't remember.
card. Please tell me people who get them, and I will buy them from you. Maybe.
I think the XDRs or the XDR rarities look better.
Sure.
That's me personally.
That's you, definitely.
They look so pretty. Also, I don't remember what else the other mats have because I just from now remembered it, but there's a lot of really cool looking art on them and whatnot. We don't know dates or what the format officially will be yet. More to come probably in the next week.
Best of 3.
Yeah, single
elimination.
Best of 3.
Age-Olt's going to win it all. Probably
Again.
like 5 times.
I think he's more 1-2, right?
I don't know. Well, it was like
Age-Olt's
going to win 1. Sarah Michelle's going to win 1. And then they're just going to keep trading off like who wins and who comes in second for the rest of the entire season.
Probably.
Way to keep it interesting, Bushiroad. I can imagine, like, I have this imaginary world where Age-Olt travels to Australia because he can play in non-North American regionals, and he's going to be like, even though I can't win here to go to the World Championships, I'm just going to defeat all the Australians because I can.
I could see that happening.
All right, we didn't get any emails. We didn't even get an email complaining that we didn't record. That makes me even sadder.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah. So send us an email, drivecheckpodcast@gmail.com. Give us reviews on your podcast service of choice. We always appreciate that. If you see Zach Boydis, say thank you for our intro music. If you see Jeremy Woods, say thank you for our outro music. If you would like to be part of our Discord and talk to Will and Cole all day long while they're supposed to be working, supposed to be.
Air quotes.
And we don't only talk about Vanguard. We literally have a channel in our Discord for potentially every trading card game that has ever existed. You want some Doomtown Reloaded? We've got a channel for that. There's nobody in there talking, but we've got a channel for it. We created a channel for Argent Saga. Is that what that one's going to be called? Yeah. That game doesn't even exist yet. We've got a channel in our Discord for it. So just throw us a buck. Patreon.com/drivecheck. I think you automatically get added to the Discord once your Patreon goes through.
I think so.
And you have free access to me and Cole. Eventually we'll get Jack and Micah to start contributing too, getting in there. But yeah, and there's plenty of other card fighters talking about Card Fight Vanguard stuff. If you are a troll, stay home. We don't want your money. Watch, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications on Cole's YouTube stuff.
Yep.
Because we don't have a channel name yet, but I think if you search for Drive Check, we come up on the YouTube.
The channel name is Drive Check. We don't have a custom URL yet.
Yeah.
That's what we don't have yet.
But if I do a YouTube search and search for Drive Check,
we should be
I'm
there.
going to see that sweet Cole McCune art, which, Cole, it's time for some new art. Yeah, it's been a year, dude.
No, I'm not doing it that often.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Hey, what am I paying you for, sir? I will get a new graphic artist on this program who's willing to do one logo per year.
Oh, God. It took months to do that.
If you would like to send an email to encourage Cole McCune to get us a new logo,
how about
he could
gift
spend
markers?
so much time on Rough Seas Report, but the things that really matter, he can't. DriveCheckPodcast@gmail.com. If you would like to send an email saying that the current logo is perfectly fine and you don't feel that Cole needs to do a new one, please refrain from doing so. And imagine a world where you actually feel like we need a new logo and send an email requesting that. Thank you. If you would like to send us a tweet because you're too lazy to send an email and the short form communication is your preference, at drive_check. If you would like to reach me directly, at Wash in the Sink. If you would like to notify Cole about how much you want a new logo for this program, Cole, where would they send that Twitter tweet?
Oh, you're killing me. Cole_McCune, COLE_MCCUNE.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Drive Check podcast. Your will? That doesn't matter at all.
Oh, man. Oh, wait, that's a Vanguard card.
It is a Vanguard card.
Oh, I thought you had overheard what that dude said to me at the bar on Friday night. Dang, I thought you were calling me out.
That's your own clan calling you out, my friend.
Well, no, I mean, that is literally what the guy said to me. He's like, your will? That doesn't matter at all because I'm not interested in you. Please go away.